All right, welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we are talking all about the housing market.
Yeah, the housing market.
Specifically, some interesting signs that it might be bouncing back.
Okay.
There's a lot of chatter out there
Right.
about, is it going to crash? Is it, what's going to happen next?
Right.
And we've got some fresh data, actually.
Oh, fresh data.
Fresh data.
Okay.
From the National Association of Realtors.
All right. I like them.
That's the NAR.
NAR, yeah.
We've also got some insights from Redfin.
Okay.
Which, if you're in the market, you know Redfin.
Everyone knows Redfin.
Everybody knows Redfin. And we're also going to be looking at some broader economic trends.
Right.
So really, today's all about piecing together all these different
signals,
yeah.
Yeah.
To see, is there something real happening here, or
Right.
is this all just noise?
Is this just a blip or is this a trend?
Exactly. So the big news is that pending home sales are up
Oh, okay.
for the third month in a row.
All right.
So that's a 2% increase, which in plain English, that means more people are signing contracts to buy homes.
Okay, so that's a good sign, right? I mean, that sounds like people are getting more confident.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
You're putting your money where your mouth is at that point.
Exactly. Yeah, you're not just browsing. You're like, oh, I'm ready to commit to this.
Yeah. And pending home sales are really one of the best indicators that we have
Right.
to tell us where the market's headed.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you're thinking about selling your home, this is a good sign, right?
Yeah.
Like, more buyers means potentially higher prices for sellers.
Yeah, more competition.
Yeah.
Which is good for the seller.
Right.
Maybe not so good for the buyer. Right?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. You might be in a bidding war.
Right, exactly. You might end up paying above asking price.
Exactly.
And what's interesting is this increase, this 2% increase,
Yeah.
actually beat what Wall Street was predicting.
Oh, really?
They were expecting a 1.8% increase.
Okay.
So even the experts were a little bit surprised.
So they underestimated it a little bit.
They underestimated it. Things are moving faster than maybe they thought.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. And this jump in pending home sales takes us all the way back to levels we haven't seen since March.
March. Oh,
March of this year.
When everything kind of went haywire.
Yeah, when the pandemic, kind of really started to hit.
Right.
And so, I mean, to see a rebound like this after such a crazy time,
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty impressive. Right?
Yeah, that is impressive.
And year over year, pending home sales are up 5.4%.
5.4%.
That's pretty huge.
Yeah, that's a big jump.
Yeah.
So, okay, so pending home sales are up. That's a good sign.
Good sign.
What else? What else is going on?
Well, we're not just looking at the NAR data here.
Okay.
Redfin, they're seeing something interesting too.
Okay. What are they seeing?
They're seeing a surge in website traffic.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that means more people are browsing listings.
More people are browsing, so that usually means more people are going to be buying, right?
Right, yeah. You don't usually browse Redfin for fun, right?
No. I mean, you might, but...
You might. Some people do.
Yeah, some people do. But generally, if you're on Redfin, you're thinking about buying a house.
You're at least thinking about it.
Yeah, you're at least thinking about it. And you know what? This kind of tracks with that post-election kind of optimism
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
that we've been seeing in the market overall.
Yeah. Yeah. Like people are feeling a little bit more sure of things.
Yeah, maybe there's a little more stability.
Yeah,
So they're like, okay, maybe now's the time to buy a house.
now's the time to jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really fascinating how, something as simple as website traffic can give us a clue
I know.
about where the market's going.
Yeah. It kind of makes it real, right?
Yeah. It's not just numbers on a spreadsheet. It's like
Yeah, it's people.
real people are out there.
Yeah. It's like I can picture them scrolling through, looking at the pictures,
Yeah, exactly.
getting excited.
Yeah, totally. But okay, hold on.
Oh,
Before we pop the champagne and celebrate this housing market rebound, we gotta be real.
okay.
There are still some challenges out there.
Okay, like what?
Okay, so home prices are still high.
Yeah, that's true.
And while mortgage rates have come down a bit from their peaks, they're still high.
Yeah.
And that impacts affordability.
Yeah.
Not everyone can afford to buy a home, especially with these high prices and high rates.
That's true. And speaking of mortgage rates, there's something I found a little confusing.
Okay, what's that?
The NAR economist, he was talking about how mortgage rates are actually going up,
Uh-huh.
even though the Federal Reserve has been cutting lending rates.
Oh, yeah.
Shouldn't those two things move in the same direction?
So that's a great question. And it shows how economics can be a little tricky sometimes.
Ooh.
It's not always a straightforward, like one-to-one relationship.
Okay.
So think of it like a seesaw, right?
Okay.
You've got the Fed pushing on one side.
Okay.
They're trying to lower rates.
Yeah.
But then you've got other factors pushing on the other side,
Okay.
like investor demand for mortgage-backed securities.
Okay.
And right now, those other factors are kind of outweighing the Fed's push.
Oh, I see.
So even though the Fed is cutting rates, overall mortgage rates are still going up.
Got it. It's not as simple as I thought.
Yeah. It's more complex than that. But, even with these challenges, the NAR economist is actually pretty optimistic about the future of the housing market.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
What makes him so optimistic?
Well, he's pointing to a couple of things.
Okay.
First of all, job growth.
Right?
That's a big one. Right?
Yeah.
When people have jobs, they feel more confident. They're more likely to buy houses.
Makes sense.
And secondly, increased housing inventory.
Oh, okay. More houses on the market.
Exactly. And that's good news for buyers because it gives them more choices.
Yeah.
And it can also help to ease price pressure.
Yeah.
So maybe we won't see those crazy bidding wars as much.
Right.
So job growth, increased inventory, those are both good signs for the housing market.
Yeah, definitely. And he also mentioned that the booming stock market is actually helping out buyers too,
Oh, that's interesting.
especially those upper end buyers.
Right.
So it's a reminder that the housing market's not just one big thing, right?
Yeah, it's segmented. Different things are happening in different parts of the market.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay, I mean, we've looked at all this data. What's the verdict? Are we seeing a real housing market rebound or what?
So it's still early,
Oh.
but there are definitely some encouraging signs.
Okay.
Like we said, pending home sales are up.
Yeah.
Website traffic is up.
Yeah.
Job growth is strong.
Right.
Inventory is increasing.
Right. Yeah.
But affordability is still a concern.
Right.
High prices and high mortgage rates are still a barrier for many buyers.
Yeah.
So I think the housing market is it's like a patient who's starting to recover.
Oh, okay.
Right? They're showing some positive signs, but they're not out of the woods yet.
I like that.
Yeah. So we got to kind of keep an eye on them, monitor their progress.
Yeah.
But I'm cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
I think things are moving in the right direction.
Okay.
But the real question is, if these trends continue, what's going to happen long term?
Yeah.
What's the impact going to be on the overall economy?
Right.
Will these rising home values create more wealth for homeowners? Or will they make it even harder for people to buy a house?
Right. Yeah.
That's the big question, right?
Yeah.
That's what we got to keep thinking about.
That's a great question. And it's one that we'll have to keep revisiting as we get more data and as the situation evolves. But for now, that's it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye.